Five Nights at Freddy's games are some of the most iconic horror games of all time, and a lot of people have played the games at least once, but which games are the best to play a second time? Well, that's what I'll be answering in this video, as I rank every single Five Nights at Freddy's game from least to most replayable. The only games that will not be on this list are Freddy in Space 2 and Fury's Rage. Every other game, including Help Wanted 1 and 2, will be on this list, so let's get right into it. Number 12, Sister Location. Now, Sister Location is probably one of, if not the most unique game in the entire series. However, what makes this game so unique is the same reason I think this game is so bad, and that is its scripted events and as such lack of replayability available in this game. Keep in mind, I'm not including the custom night add-on with this game, I'm only talking about the base game, and the base game is full of scripted events and really boring gameplay, which doesn't encourage any form of replayability whatsoever. Plus, the checkpoints in this game are brutal, which really discourages people from retrying sections that they're struggling on. Plus, because most of the game is waiting for dialogue, you're not actually playing a lot of the time and just waiting around. Overall, Sister Location is the least replayable Five Nights at Freddy's game in the series. Number 11, Ruin. Now, Ruin is definitely the most linear of all the Five Nights at Freddy's games, and being one of the few free roam type games, I'll be honest, this game doesn't encourage a lot of replayability. And I know what you're going to say, there's different endings, and there's different secrets to find throughout, but I think that Ruin just doesn't do a great job in making you want to find these endings. I played the entire game for the first time, and I didn't feel like trying to find secrets afterwards. I honestly don't really like Ruin that much, and to be honest, unless I am playing it for a challenge or for a marathon, which I'm planning to do again very soon, I don't feel like I'm ever going to have the desire to fire it up again, especially considering the game it's attached to, which you'll see my thoughts on soon. But yeah, this game's linear design and honestly not very interesting sections just make this not a very fun one to come back to. Number 10, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is my least favourite out of all the games, which is mainly due to the horribly designed gameplay. The gameplay loop is horribly dull and just not very fun. While this game does have extra nights and challenges, those challenges are so hard that they just aren't fun. 10-20 mode is just stupidly hard and not fun at all. I plan on doing a future video where I go into extreme detail on why I don't like this game, similar to what Yeah did with Sister Location, but all you need to know is that this game is honestly just really boring and unfun, and makes it not so fun to go back to. Even when I played the deluxe edition of this game, I still found the gameplay lackluster and dull. Number 9, Five Nights at Freddy's 1. While I love the original game with all my heart and think that it's an absolute masterpiece of a game, I can't deny that it doesn't have as much replayability as I remember. A lot of the replayability for me comes from nostalgia and wanting to go back to high school when I first played this game. Don't get me wrong, there is replayability available. Like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there is a custom night and it's always a blast to play. But besides the experience of the game itself, there isn't really a lot available to do. And the nights go for so long that it's not really the most super enjoyable one to slog through again. So while I think it's an excellent game, it doesn't have the biggest batch of replayability, especially compared to the next couple of games. Number 8, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is my favourite in this series overall. Or more specifically, I think that it's the best game overall. The gameplay loop in this game requires you to always be on your toes and paying attention, and this game has both an engaging story and, most importantly, challenges. Rather than a custom night, you can go back and complete certain challenges like Blind Mode, Mad Freddy, Insta-Foxy, All Nightmare, or mix them up to get a variety of different stars to work towards fully completing the game. Having extra challenges for me is definitely a great way to encourage players to come back and beat them, and the challenges are fun enough that you actually want to beat them over and over again. I'm currently working towards beating this game 100%, but in doing that I have discovered one major flaw. Because this game requires so much out of you, I find that playing this game for long stretches of time is actually quite stressful by playing about an hour after an hour or two of playing. I get this strange anxiety and I just struggle to keep going. It might just be me, especially because I've destroyed my ear canals from listening to music too loud as a kid, but that's just my take on it. Overall, I do think this is a good one to come back to, and the game definitely encourages you to do so. Number 7, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. When I was 13, I beat the 3 original games, and besides the custom nights, I would say that the idea of a secret good ending really made me want to go back and try to play Five Nights at Freddy's 3 again. The core gameplay of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is a bit hit or miss, but I still like it enough to go back and play it again. Plus, the good ending is really fun to get, and if you have never gotten it, it's definitely something that most players will want to do, and as a result, will go back to in order to complete the secrets to unlock it. Besides that, however, there are also a few cheats and challenges in this game in order to mess around with the game. Not as much as Five Nights at Freddy's 4, but aggressive nightmare mode is always fun to mess around with. I will say that this is the last what I would like to call an experience game. meaning that, you know, if you only play it once, the average player won't really have a desire to go back and complete it. However, then every game from here on out encourages so much replayability compared to the games we've just talked about so far. Number 6, Help Wanted 2, the newest game in the series at the time of this recording. I'm sure many people have replayed this game over and over just for the fact that it is new, and I will say that I do like it and it does encourage replayability and it is super fun most of the time. However, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, I'm sure, I just prefer Help Wanted 1 overall. For me, Help Wanted 2 felt more like a let's make some fun VR games but in Five Nights at Freddy's style, rather than the first Help Wanted, which, speaking of, number 5, Help Wanted. The main reason that I prefer Help Wanted 1 over 2 has to do with the actual content inside the games. Having played both back to back recently while on holiday, I can comfortably say that I prefer the first game to the second. The second has a lot of cool levels, however something about the first game and how it took your experiences from the previous games and made them into a VR experience is just so unbelievably special to me. I think that if you're not into Five Nights at Freddy's at all and you just want some fun VR games, you'll definitely prefer Help Wanted 2. But for me, I just love this game and I always want to come back to it. I definitely want to play Help Wanted 2 again, but 1 is just better in my eyes. Number 4, Five Nights at Freddy's World. I don't like Five Nights at Freddy's World that much, but something about it is just so unbelievably addicting. From the different environments you can explore, to the different characters you can customize on your team, to the different endings, I won't deny that this game has a ton of content and that alone encourages a ton of replayability. And I won't deny that this game is charming. The main reason I don't like it is because you can't avoid battles and sometimes it just gets to me. But otherwise, I think this is an okay game and definitely one that I weirdly want to go back to. I feel like over time I'll end up liking this game more and more, but only time will tell. Number 3, Security Breach. Okay, hang on. Don't click off, don't write a hate comment, just hear me out. I know this game is a fucking mess from top to bottom, but I just love it. I will be going into detail in a future video, but a quick summary. Security Breach as a game has a lot of content in it, and if you just played the base game through, you might get to the end without breaking it. The game has multiple different environments you can explore, a multitude of collectibles, a ton of extra content and Easter eggs, 6 different endings, and of course, if you know what to do, you can turn this game into a sandbox and just have fun messing around for different things you can do. While I understand not everyone will agree with me, I just find this game so fun to get back to. Number 2, Pizzeria Simulator. Pizzeria Simulator is a game that I honestly don't like as a whole. However, I won't deny that this game has an unbelievably massive amount of replay factor in it, and it just makes the whole thing quite fun. I hate the office sections, but depending on your decisions, you may not even have to deal with it. The different parts of this game allow you to make a choice, and that alone makes you want to go back and play something different. The different ways you can customize your pizzeria, the multitude of different endings, all the minigames, there's just a lot of content and that just makes for a fun time. Well, for me, the parts I don't like really stick to me. I still enjoy messing around with this game and it makes for a fun time. However, one game in my mind is just so fun to go back to that I do it pretty much every single day. Number 1, Ultimate Custom Night. And here we are, the answer to what I believe to be the most replayable Five Nights at Freddy's game, Ultimate Custom Night. I don't know, something about this game is just so addicting. You have 50 different characters that all behave differently, but all in engaging ways, and you get to decide which characters you want to deal with at any given time. There's just so much to this game, and everything comes together in such a way that it's just fun. Not to mention, the whole point of this game is to kind of make your own fun, and play the game in a variety of different ways. And so that's what I do. You can mess around with the challenges, different AI levels, different character combinations, different offices that can be unlocked if you play well. There's just so much to this game, and I have to boot it up at least once a day, just for the hell of it. I think that alone makes this easily the most replayable Five Nights at Freddy's game to me. Now, I'm sure that not everyone's going to agree with me, and that's okay. Let me know what game you love going back to the most. And if you have enjoyed hearing me ramble, make sure you help me out by hitting the subscribe button. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.